I want to make it very clear that when I say be a man, I'm not talking about physically, literally being a male. When I say be a man in our society, and this goes to all my guys, and this goes to some girls watching as well. When I say be a man in our society, and you look around, and you see so many of these guys and so many of these people that are so soft. You look around and you see so many of these people that give up so easily. So many of these people that feel like nobody understands them and everybody expects them to do stuff, and they don't know how to deal with this, they don't know how to deal with that. They're popping medications to deal with their emotions. They don't know how to deal with things, man. Maybe they don't have a father figure to teach them, which is okay. That's not their fault. Maybe they don't know, they just never learned, or they never realized that you don't have a choice. In our society, man, there's so many people that are soft around us that we become soft. We surround ourselves with so many of these type of people without even realizing it, and then we start thinking like them, or we're programmed by society. It's okay to let your emotions out. It's okay to cry. You heard that before? It's okay to cry. It's healthy to cry. Sure, it's healthy to cry. But crying is not the answer. It never is the answer. It never was the answer. It's okay to cry. Yeah, sure. It's okay to cry. Does that mean that you're just going to sit there in a corner in a fetus position and cry? Is that what the message is? Sometimes you have to put your emotions to the side and get the work done. And when I say sometimes, I mean 95% of the time, man. Sometimes you can't just cry. You have to be strong for the other people who are crying. I want to give you guys a situation that is pretty morbid, but 6 years ago, my uncle passed away, rest in peace, and it was my dad's brother, my father's brother, and everybody was shocked. I was young, but everybody was shocked. Everybody was going through it, man. And what my father did, instead of him crying and crying and crying in front of all of us, I'm sure he cried so much. I'm sure he did. But instead of him crying in front of everybody and making them feel even worse than what they already feel, and showing that he doesn't have the strength. Maybe he didn't have the strength. But in front of us, in front of my family, in front of my grandparents who lost their son, he stood there and he was supporting us. He was he was that strong foundation for us, man. He was the light that guided us. And I'm sure he felt, I don't want to say the most pain, it's not a competition, but I'm sure he felt so much pain, man. I know he did. He felt an immense amount of pain. But he didn't just sit there in a corner, give up on everybody, give up on everything. He saw how many people around him were hurt, and he decided to step up. He decided to put his emotions to the side for the time being and step up and be strong for other people to lean on him. My mom, my grandparents, my cousin who lost her father. He decided to be the person for them to lean on. Now, this is just my perspective, but it's just an example that I want to share with you guys, that sometimes you just have to deal with things, man. You just have to deal with these things. You can't just go around, man, and something bad happens. And bad things happen every day to us, no matter who you are. You can't just go around, I'm walking, and then I fall. Metaphorically, I fall. Something terrible happens to me. Something bad happens to me. Life really knocks me out. Right hook to the face. And what are you going to do? You're going to stay down and you're just going to, oh no, why did I do this? Why do I deserve this? Why didn't life knock that guy on the street out? The guy in front of me. Why he choose me? Why are you even thinking about these dumb questions? Why are you even asking that? Life knocked you down. You fell. Okay, good. Get back up, man. There's a limit to it, of course. Like I said, in the situation of death or some terrible, God forbid situations, that's different. I'm talking about our everyday problems. I'm talking about our everyday problems. I'm not trying to go to the extreme with this. I'm talking about our everyday problems, man. You fell down. Okay. Good. You fell down. Are you going to ask, why did I fall down? No. You're not supposed to do that. Society teaches us, well, analyze it. Why did you do that? Why? No, man. Don't ask why you fell down. Get back up and deal with it, because other people are relying on you to deal with it. Let's say I have kids and a wife. I hope to God that I'm blessed with this in the future. Let's say I have kids and a wife. Let's say money is tight, man. Let's say money is really tight. I'm extremely stressed. I don't really know what to do. My wife depends on me, and she makes money too. I have to say that now. She makes money too. She supports too. It's not that she's a stay-at-home wife or something, Regardless, my wife depends on me. My children depend on me. So what am I going to do? Am I going to sit in my bedroom and cry about how money is so tight and we might need to sell the house? And what if she leaves me because I'm not rich? Or what if this? No, man. Excuse my language, but fuck those thoughts. Fuck the thoughts that you get in your head, man. You're going to show that weakness in front of your wife? You're going to show that weakness in front of your children? You're going to show that stress in front of them? You want them to worry? No, man. You take that worry. You take all that pain. You take the struggle. You take the fear. And don't let them see it. You take it. It's okay to express yourself. Maybe you close the door and you tear up a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. You take the pain, man. And you deal with it, because people are relying on you to deal with it. It may feel like nobody's relying on you to deal with it now. I know for a fact nobody's really relying on me to deal with stuff. Nobody's relying on me to go to the gym every day. Nobody's relying on me to record this video. I hope people are, but right now, maybe not too many. Nobody's really relying on me to study to get my degree. I don't have anybody relying on me. But what about your future kids? What about your future family? Or let's say, what about your parents in the future? They want to relax. And what if they're struggling? They're old, they're struggling. They put so much time and money and love and investment into you. And what are you going to do? Because you didn't want to study when you were younger, and because you didn't want to get your degree when you were younger, or you didn't want to work on your self-improvement or your business or whatever when you were younger because you were procrastinating, they're going to have to suffer now? Your future self, number one, your future self, your future family, children, parents, wife, whatever. So your future self, your future family, and God are depending on you, man. You got to get that in your head, bro. You got to get that in your head. These three things, right? Your future self, your future family, maybe your family now, and yourself now, and the God. All three of these things are depending on you, man. Right now, they're depending on you. Doesn't matter if it's in the future. Doesn't matter if your kids aren't born yet. It doesn't matter if they don't exist yet. If you don't have a wife yet, if you don't have a girlfriend, if you don't have a job yet, it doesn't matter. These things in the future are depending on you now. The moment is now. I need you guys to really put that in the head, man. The moment is now. People don't understand the mentality of, I'll do it later. Tomorrow. Let me just watch this real quick. Let me eat this real quick. Let me just go. What are you doing, bro? The mentality that I've been really focusing on lately, and I'm really trying to engrave into my mind, is as long as God is giving me breath, as long as I have air in my lungs, through God's will, and as long as my time is not up yet, there is a room to change. There is room for improvement. There is time to change. I'm gonna say that one more time. As long as God has put air into my lungs in His will, or in other words, as long as I'm alive, as long as I'm breathing, there is always time to change. I don't care how old you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care what trauma you grew up with, what trauma you didn't grow up with, how poor you are, how rich you are. You're alive watching this right now, right? I hope so. You're watching this right now. You're alive. So what are you doing? Stop procrastinating. There's no time for that. People are depending on you, man. Now, back to the topic of you need to be a man in our society. It is harder than ever to be a man in our society, and it is easier than ever to be a man in our society. Let me emphasize this. Why is it easier than ever to be a man in our society? It is easier than ever to be a man in our society because when you look around, nobody wants to be the man in our society. Nobody wants to take the fault in our society, to take the responsibility. Nobody wants to provide. Nobody wants to go through all this pain and struggle and worry and fear and putting yourself out there and sacrifice. Nobody wants to do all those things, man. More than ever, statistically, more than ever, nobody wants to do that. Look it up. Nobody ever wants to do that. More than ever, nobody wants to do that, right? Right? And it's harder than ever to be a man for the same reason. Nobody wants to do it. And it's so high that if you're not part of the channel and you don't watch this stuff or whatever, you're not on this self-improvement journey, because there's very few of us that are, man. I want to get that super clear. There's very few of us that actually want to improve. There's very few of us that actually want to do something with our lives, man. You know how many people I meet in my college? You know how many people I meet just on the street or in my high school or whatever that I see they don't want to do anything with their lives? I see it. They don't tell themselves that, of course. That's how the mechanism works. They don't know it. They don't realize it. If they did, they'd be on my path. If they did, they'd be on our path. They don't see it. They don't realize it. But they don't know what to do with their lives. And it's okay, I don't know what to do in my life, but they don't want to know. They don't want to see it. They don't want to discover what they're going to do. They don't know what they're going to do, right? They don't want to know, man. They don't want to put in the effort. Or in other words, they don't really care about themselves. They don't really care about themselves. I'm going to repeat it. They don't care about themselves. Do you care about yourself? If you care about yourself, then you must care about your future self, right? Then you must care about your future children, your future wife, your future parents who rely on you. What if shit goes down? Excuse my language. What if something really goes down and you are the person that people are relying on? What then? What are you going to do? All this working out that you've been doing, all this self-discipline that you've been doing, all this praying that you've been doing, this connection with God that you've been building, all this journaling that you've been doing, all these things that you've been doing to improve are going to pay off when that time comes. And that time will come. There's levels to it, but it'll come. It'll come one day. Maybe it came. Maybe it came and go and it repeats and it's coming. I don't know. Regardless, it'll come one day, right? So what happens if you didn't improve all these years? What if God gave you from 15 to 29, for example? God gave you the time to improve. You get a job, you have a family, and most importantly, you improve, right? You get closer to God, you work out, you do all these things to improve yourself, to be strong, right? And then, instead of doing that, what God wants you to do with those years that he gave you, you're 29, you didn't do anything with your life, right? Maybe you have some mediocre, low-paying job. Maybe you somehow have kids or whatever. But where's the mental discipline and the strength? Where's the intuition that you were building? Where's the relationship with God? You don't have so many things. Where's the physical strength that you have? You wasted these years having fun, doing all this stuff, right? And let's say at age 29, some stuff really goes down. Something hits, man. Let's say you file for bankruptcy or something crazy happens, right? That's when you use those 15 to 29 years, right? That's when you use all this time that you put into yourself, into your strength, into your intuition. You use all those things when shit really does come, bro. When shit hits the fan, right? That's when you really use all this stuff that you've been doing and doing and doing. So maybe right now it doesn't feel like it. Maybe right now it doesn't feel like there's a real purpose to everything you're doing. Oh, I'm working out. I don't feel like I don't really have a reason to work out. I'm just doing it just because, right? I don't really know if I'm really going to do the stuff that I'm studying in college right now. I don't really know it. So I'm just doing it, right? Maybe that's how you feel. That's okay. That's how I feel. That's okay. But you have to understand the I'm just doing it mentality is going to go away when shit hits the fan, right? I'm just doing it is going to turn into I'm glad I did it. I'm just doing it is going to turn into I'm glad I did it. Think about that. I'm just doing it is going to turn into I'm really glad that I did all this stuff, because it is paying off when shit gets serious. And maybe nothing even really gets serious for a long time. Well, at least you're prepared, and at least you know you're prepared. There's some confidence that comes with that. There's a certain level of confidence that comes with, hey, at least I'm prepared, man, right? At least I'm prepared. People don't understand that we live in a society where there's soft men, right? Be the man that people can rely on. Be the woman that people can rely on. Be the person that is strong, that has been working on their confidence, on their mentality, on their discipline, on their physical strength, on all these things for years. So when something does go down, or if it doesn't, people around you that you care about and that care about you can rely on you. You're going to be the person that people lean on. I'm the person in the middle that people lean on, right? Be the man in our society. Be the man. Become that man. Become him. You have to, man. You have to. There is no other choice. There is no other reason not to. Because look at this stuff, man. Look at what people are doing, man. Look at what people are doing. And I don't want to be controversial. I don't want to be political. I don't want to come off as this, that, this. But just look around, man. Look around in our society. You know, if you're watching this right now, if you made it this far, you know what I'm talking about, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Look around. Look around. You know what I mean. Look around. Where did we go wrong? Where is humanity going, man? What is going on with these kids? What is going on with this feminist sexual stuff, man? Why is everything so sexual? Why? What is going on? Look around, bro. You have to be the person to revolt against all that. You don't fit in the society. I know people say, be the 1%, be the 1%, but be the 1%. Actually be the 1% in this situation. Look around. You want to be like them? You want to be like 99% of the world? You want to be this demonic, satanic, far away from God, sinful, lustful thing that looks at everything sexually, that jokes, blah, 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 whatever. You want to be like that? Or you want to be like the second person. You have two paths, or you want to take the second path where you're disciplined. You have control over your emotions. You are close to God. You're smart. You have a nice background in education, and you have a good paying job, and you have a family that can rely on you, and you have a nice home, and most importantly, you have yourself. You built trust with yourself. You have God in the equation. You're physically strong. You're fit. You can protect your family when they're in public. You can protect your family financially, spiritually, physically. You can protect yourself financially, spiritually, physically. What do you want to pick? You want to pick the first path? Everything's fun right now until you're 28, 29, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I really messed up. I should have focused, man. I shouldn't have partied, man. What am I doing? Or you want to do the second path? Man, I'm lonely. I'm lonely, man. Everybody's going out, doing this, doing that, doing this. And I'm here, I'm doing some stuff. I don't see it paying off yet, but I know one day it'll pay off by God's will, and in my gut, I know it'll pay off. How do you want to feel? You want to feel fun and then feel terrible for 40 years? Or you want to feel terrible and then free? Think about that. Anyways, this is very off script. I have a good amount of energy today, man. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, be the man in our society. Be the man in our society. I'm barely gonna cut this video, man. I wanted this video to be raw with emotion. And if you guys have watched all the way to the end, man, thank you so much for watching. God bless you, man. And remember, guys, we're better and better every single day. Remember that. So without further ado, man, if you guys haven't seen my other video, it's going to be right here, popping up right here. And yeah, man, I hope that everything is well with you guys. I hope that you guys are actively trying to be close to God. Even if you don't hear him, actively try to be close to God. And I really do hope all is well. So be the man in our society. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, man. God bless and peace.